Alright, hey guys, this is Torsuna Studios here. Just gonna go ahead and fire up the Tales of Berseria demo here. Got our hands on it because we pre-ordered it, and we're gonna go over some things, maybe give a tiny review and all that good stuff. Of course, we're gonna be doing it in English, and I'm going to be using an Xbox controller. That's how I like to play most of my RPGs nowadays, especially on the PC. This game's coming out for PC and PS4. So right off the bat, we're gonna go ahead. Has a nice title screen. I'm gonna go ahead and get in here. I'm gonna go and look at my controller settings real quick. Okay, need to interact with things. Cancel. Okay, it looks all pretty self-explanatory. It's not different from almost any other one. Okay, so these are my graphics settings since we're on PC. I have to play in windowed mode because my capture device hates my computer for some reason. It runs perfect on these settings. I call these settings high or ultra. I mean, it's the highest it can go. I had to switch it down to window mode because it didn't want to capture the whole screen with XSplit, so that's why we're at a little bit lower resolution than what I normally would run. I'm just letting you guys verify that I have everything cranked up to max and got all, anything that's going to hinder me turned off. My PC, everything about my PC, it's got a dual-core 2.5 gigahertz processor, very under par compared to what's running in most machines today. I have 8 gigs of RAM, and I also have, I believe, an NVIDIA GTX 650 Ti. Yeah, it's horribly old. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and jump in here. My computer runs this perfectly fine. We got scenario mode and battle mode. Right now, for the sake of this video, we're gonna go with scenario mode. It's going to take us through a little clip through, like a level 25 area, I believe it is. So, spoilers are ahead. You have been warned. Alright, I'm looking at my controls. To state here real quick, we're going to we will skip around. So I'm not completely spoiling everything about the demo or about this section. So a lot of stuff will be clipped, and we'll just touch on the majority of everything. Now we're going to go ahead and go right in here. I'm going to look at our fashions, so we can look at the character models. We have Velvet here, and must I say, this character model for her is amazing. She's probably going to be one of my favorite female lead characters, especially new entry into the Tales. So we're going to go ahead and just take a look at, spin these character models around. We're also going to change the animation and go from there. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and start changing animations. Also, while we, set up the animations and do all that good stuff and go through all the characters, we're going to just give some, general talk about like how Velvet here is the first female lead in the Tales of game series. Most people would argue that Zillia had Maxwell, but she was a dual lead. So Velvet here will be the first, solo female lead here. We'll go through all of these characters and just do, a little roundabout with them, showing off their outfits. Still a huge fan of Velvet. Really like what we have going on here. I think next we have Laphicet, something like that. Kind of threw me off, but this is a little boy. It has, spoilers aside, some interesting stuff's going on so far in the demo with this individual character. A lot of people also don't know that this Tales game is also, I want to say, is it the 16th or the 17th entry? I'm going to say it's the 16th entry, because we haven't had a 17th. Well, 16th main entry. But aside from that, we're going through all these characters' animations here. Looks like we have a total of 6. We possibly could have more. I personally did not play the Japanese version. I have barely looked into the game because I didn't want to spoil it for myself, to be honest. Right here we have Rokuro. Seems to be looks like a dual blade, and he has the potential to be a samurai. He threw me off because the first time I saw this guy in battle, he was using 2 daggers like that. And I'm thinking to myself, why aren't you using your sword on your back? But like normal, beggars can't be choosers. So, very interesting. Might I add, this is a very interesting name for Rokuro. And I'm really digging these animations that they give you in the fashion area. Next up we have Eleanor. She seems like a very interesting individual here. She's very reserved, very proper. As you can see, there's going to be a skit after I do all of this stuff, and it's going to give a roundabout of, some of the characteristics. Now, I do warn you, though, the skit is... It starts out pretty strong on the sexist side, but I think it's just the tales of, humor. I really enjoy it. But as you can see, she's very noble-like. Next up, we should have our magician of the group. More offense magic than anything. I want to say her name is Magulo. It's a very interesting thing because I just got done playing Star Oceans, and the last character that was inside, one of those costumes had a lot more going upstairs compared to this one. However, not complaining. The character model is actually very nice. Compared to her temperament, she's very sarcastic a lot. She comes off being a little bit hard to get or just sassy in general. Seems like she's going to be a very interesting individual throughout the entire story as well. So next up, we have a character, last, we have Aizen. Not much that I know about him, to be honest, character-wise, as of, the demo. We're looking at, he fights with his fists, kind of like from Tales of Legendia, Senel, I believe his name was. He seems to have a calm, cool demeanor. But as you can see in this upcoming skit, he has some variety of different other things as well. But I am curious to see where they take all these costumes and all this good stuff here in the near future for this game. Might be even worth it investing into the DLC. Alright, so now that we got that done, we're going to move on next to the equipment screen. So they have different animations just for this screen, so I just wanted to show it off a little bit. we're just going to go ahead and touch base on this real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and get in onto the map and check out the skit. So bear with me and just be ready for the skit. From this point on, I'll only talk basically during my cutted content, and maybe to fill in some, gaps here and there.
What is it, Laphicet?
I was told that women's looks can be deceiving, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to see.
That's an age-old problem for men. You with me, Eisen?
Aye. Women are fickle creatures at best. They lie as easily as they breathe, and men can never see through their deceptions.
I totally feel you.
Sounds like you've both been through hard times.
The wounds women leave on a man's heart take longer to heal than a cut delivered by a sword.
It's that bad?
Beware a maiden's tears, boy, and guard yourself well. That's my advice to you.
Beware tears and guard myself.
Don't put any weird ideas into Laphicet's head, you two.
They're just facts.
If you fill his head with any more garbage, I'm eating both of you.
Yes, ma'am. Yikes.
The swordsman and the pirate having troubles with women? Well, women are nothing if not difficult. I've the deepest sympathy for you both.
What do you think of the ladies' reactions?
Well, Velvet won't eat either of you, and Magilu didn't seem sympathetic at all.
See? Appearances can be deceiving.
And it seems you've absorbed the lesson well.
Right!
I'm not like that, though.
Huh?
Yes, some women use their tears to manipulate others, but not all do, and I, for one, despise such duplicity. The women who did that to Eisen and Rokuro are just the extreme.
Yeah, I can see how much you hate dishonesty, Eleanor.
Huh? Yeah, that's right.
Be a good example for the boy, then, so he doesn't end up like Rokuro and me.
I intend to do just that, whether or not you ask it of me.
Eleanor is a lot stronger than she appears.
Alright, yeah, now that we're out of the skit, it was a very interesting skit. I thought it had a lot to tell about some characters. I do like how the skits are handled in this game, kind of like a little, I would say, graphic novel type manga panel progression system. So it's pretty cool. We're going to go over here to these little orbs here. They're going to be, cat spirits, and they correlate to boxes. As you can see on screen, I'm not going to do too much reading. That'll be up to you guys. But it seems like we can turn these little glowing floating ball things into these pink boxes that are cat's boxes. So we're just going to go ahead and, collect the majority of them. Maybe pick up this item. Yep, picking it up. Now it seems a little bit like my XSplit was a little off and couldn't keep up with the game. The game runs completely smooth on my rig. It just XSplit for some reason just hated it. I think I had a window running in the background and I didn't catch it until I already recorded, and I was a little, bored. But let's see here. It looks like we're going to go ahead and do some battle tutorials. So the battle system in this game doesn't have your standard, kind of real choppy. The battle system here doesn't have your standard, hack and slash. It's going to utilize your X, Y, B, A thing, because they all have, it looks like, a skill tied to them. So there's just not a basic attack anymore. All right, after this, we're going to listen to the after battle music here and take it in for a moment and be back.
Your style is really unique.
Just wait until I pull out the good stuff.
battle music hasn't really changed drastically from Berseria or anything like that. So, I mean, it's still really nice to, listen to, and I do like the little skits at the end. They are slightly ever improving on them. So we're going to skip to, another battle tutorial here. It looks like it's going to teach me a little bit about the break gauge. Made an appearance in Berseria. You can do a number of things, including your arms and all that good stuff. In this game, it looks like it's going to be used to switch out characters. You can only have 4 characters in the fight at one time, and it's going to give you like 6 characters roughly, so it looks like you can switch, anybody in and out. As you can see up there, even if there's a KO character and they have a break gauge, you can switch it out for a fresh character, which is insanely nice. So I'm going to go ahead and show off some things in this fight. The camera in this game, I actually love it a lot. You can switch it mid-combat, play a little bit of claw style on the controller, and, have a good camera angle of the entire fight. See a little bit of eyes in here. I personally don't really like them. Probably I'll just have to get in there and learn some of his skills. But I far prefer Velvet. Ooh, that was a good combo. What's everybody doing? Alright, so we're going to clean this up and then get on to the next spot.
That was a considerably powerful enemy.
This next spot, I'm just going to walk around a minute, take in the scenery. Really, really digging this area. I'm going to walk over here and it's going to activate another cutscene, and then I'm going to go straight to a skit and be right back.
This grimoire who we're searching for is a Moloch like Bienfu, right? To be honest, I don't see how someone so different can be a Moloch just the same as Laphicet or Aizen.
I understand your doubts. It's quite the tangly mess. I'll tell you anything!
In that case, I've been wondering, what's underneath your hat?
Oh no! Anything but that!
So, we've hit a wall already.
But that ribbon flaps around and gets in the way, right? Could I take it off for you?
No! No! That's not possible! You mustn't remove the ribbon! Why not? That's another thing I can't say!
It's all cants with you. Alright, is there anything you can tell me?
I could talk about what type of Malachim we are, or our position in the world of Malachim, or our abilities. Oh, I'd like to know all that. Then I will tell you. Listen closely. We Norman are a well-established race of Malachim. Compared to other Malachim, we aren't as adept at manipulating natural forces, but we excel at drawing out and heightening the abilities of others. Think of them as a convenient power-up.
They're also known as common spirits.
Don't even say that! We Norman hate being called that.
Why is it so painful for you?
Because it makes people think we're average and unremarkable. That's why we work so hard to show how we're all different.
That does explain your quirky speaking mannerisms.
Don't sweat it. That's a perfectly common thing to worry about.
Don't say that!
So what's it really like?
Huh?
The connection between Moloch and Vessel. Do you share, like, thoughts and feelings?
Sort of. When I'm dwelling inside Eleanor, I can see what she sees and hear what she hears. But I can't read her thoughts or her emotions. Sitting in a box doesn't teach you how the box feels.
I see. In that case, I want to give her as little time alone as possible.
I don't want to bathe with her, alright?
I know. You're a boy and all. For her baths, we can send Bienfu. No, that's a bad idea. It'll have to be Magulu. Or myself.
Phew!
What sort of boundaries have you and Eleanor drawn? How do you sleep?
We talk before bed sometimes. But it's not like I'm sleeping by her side or anything. It's easier for me to tell when she wakes up if I'm dwelling inside her.
Does she ever get out of bed at night?
Not in my experience. and she sleeps so peacefully.
Huh?
When she's around you guys, she always looks so stern. But when she's sleeping, her expression is softer, you could say. She lets her hair down too, and I think it's kinda prettier that way.
So that's what he likes. Well, keep an eye on her, but
But?
watch out for the older girls.
Huh?
Very interesting information on that. Love the lore bits and learning about, Lafayette and all that good stuff. So, real quick, we're going to jump in here. I'm going to grab these and let this Naga hit me. We're going to jump into another battle tutorial here. Should be the last one. It's Break Soul. I think we're going to use Velvet's individual skill here, where she takes out her demon arm. Apparently it puts me into like a state to where I have draining health, and the lower my health is, the more damage I do. It seems like a very interesting skill, and there's going to be another battle here in a little bit that I utilize this in and just show you some cool stuff. But we're going to go ahead and leave that up there for you so you can continue reading it. We're going to go ahead and finish a combo here and see what it does. It's like a ground pound lightning. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to finish this battle up and enjoy Squeaky Toys.
Whew! I thought we were done for.
And we're back. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I thought it was going to be a little interesting tidbit to add. I thought it was funny. So, we're going to go ahead and climb up this little vine here. I like exploring environments, especially in these games. Seems like we got a lot more of these cat spirits things. It doesn't look like they did a vast improvement over the graphic quality from Berseria to this one. Seems like they're using probably the same engine, just a different combat engine, which I have no complaints over at all. So we're going to see what's up here. Looks like a couple chests. Oh, there's a cat's chest. There we go. So we get to see what one of these do. Takes the spirits I currently collected. Found a cat's. What does it do? Oh. Okay, so it gives me accessories. That's pretty cool. And an item. It's even cooler. Alright, well, we're going to descend back down here. I'm going to put in another battle clip of just a normal battle. And basically this one's going to be a earlier clip when I was testing. So that way you guys can actually see, the game runs pretty smooth on my rig. Here we go.
Are you hurt? Can you stand?
Yeah.
Alright, now that that's out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and speed up this a little bit until we get to the cutscene here. After we get to this cutscene, I'm going to go ahead and let it play out and do the final battle, and then I'll be back after that, alright?
Is that
Grimoire?
She's moving away! A dragon?
No, just a big lizard demon.
Is he friends with Dial?
Okay, maybe I lied. This boss battle is going to take a little bit longer than I expected, so we're going to go ahead and just maybe talk about some things. In this, I try to use a little bit of the mechanics that the battle tutorials tried to teach me, but this is also just me learning some of Velvet's combos. So again, we'll touch on the battle. On the Xbox controller that I'm using, it seems A, B, X, and Y are all attacks. So what we're looking at is either you spam them or you map them to the, corresponding buttons, and they'll do certain things, and certain skills link together with certain other ones. Pretty explanatory. I'm interested to see how that, unfolds, because normally what we're used to is, hitting one button for attack and then having shoulder buttons or shortcuts for, use skills or other people's skills. And I'm very interested in Velvet's mechanic here, to where she can use her demon arm and go into that form and then finish off a combo with like a devastating attack or an elemental type attack that probably is the monsters are weak against. Very interested in learning more about this on full release. I'll probably do my exact, exactly what I think when that all comes out. Of course, after I beat it as well. Maybe give a review. So this is pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure that we're all level 25 in this area, and it says the boss is right around our level. It seems a little easy from what I'm used to playing, especially RPG-wise, because it doesn't really look like this thing gives me any close calls. Oh no, I stand corrected. I think I get to 1 HP because I'm a little bit careless. But as a demo, I don't know too much about it. I think I'm doing just fine. We'll go ahead and let this battle play out the rest of the way, and then we'll be back with my final results. Alright, and that wraps up that portion of the demo. Right after you beat the boss, it brings you to this screen, and then it'll ask you if you want to go back to the store and purchase the game, which I already have. So all in all, my final thoughts, I think it's going to be an amazing game. I don't expect anything short from the Tales of series, especially with this one. Very interested in seeing how Velvet turns out and how she's developed along with all the other characters. So far in the demo, I mean, it's a positive rating, and I have a positive outlook on it. No issues with the game. So if you have issues and you're playing on PC, check your rig beforehand. It played perfectly fine on mine, and I have an underpowered rig. Also, to add, I think I would just give this demo probably a solid 4 out of 5. Really interested in seeing the game. Not much has changed, but I'm hoping that the story in this game is going to be just as great as Berseria was. Alrighty, this has been Torasuna Studios on a first impression. First impression is actually positive. Hope you guys actually pick it up, and if you liked what you saw and want to see more of this content, give me a like, maybe a sub, and tell me what you want to see in the future. Thanks. See you guys later.